Hello, everybody. How are we today? It's another Saturday. Damn. Year 2025 is coming to an end soon. It's going really fucking fast. I don't know why it's going this fast. Hello, Jason. Good. Take your vitamin K9 for sure, for sure. Alpha Gal B12. I love those fucking names. Holy shit. Jake, Legitaire, what's up? Hey, David, the 40-year-old vegan is here as well. Vegan Heretic is here. Just to remind you, Vegan Heretic, to send me that URL. Unless you are allergic to new subscribers, I don't know. What else? Hello, Lee Dooley. Hello, Soy Daddy. Ben is here. Hello. And Brett is here as well. I'm glad to see all of you. I'm really excited about today. Nice hat. Thank you. It's the only hat. No, I have two hats, and this is one of them. I never wore it before, though. I think hats inside are kind of weird, but I have a justification for today. Anyways, what are we doing today, guys? Today, we are going to address the claim, the correct claim, that vegans require supplements, especially B12 supplementation, to stay healthy, to stay alive, to stay healthy. Yes, despite the rumors in the corners of this community, it is true. You need at least the B12 supplement or fortified food with B12 to not find yourself in weird health issues, weird deficiencies and such. So, but when people make that claim, when non-vegans make that claim, what they mean by that is you need supplements. I, as a person on an omnivore diet, don't need supplements, and therefore my omnivorous diet is somehow better. Now, on a factual level, I don't know what they're basing it on. Why is taking supplements less healthy than not taking supplements? But also on the other side of the spectrum, it just happens to be that vegans are not the only people who rely on supplements to be healthy. This is what we are here to discuss today. Do animal eaters require supplements? And it seems that they do, even if they don't ingest them directly, right? So this is so that nobody tells me that it's a biased to my position source. This is Beef Magazine. We have visited Beef Magazine before. I blatantly state that one of the reasons that I read those magazines is because they tell on themselves quite often, and I love that shit. So, Beef Magazine says the mineral supplementation predicament on pasture. Some research supports the economic hard times encourage producers to cut back on mineral supplements. This means that the producers actually do use mineral supplements usually, but when they fall on hard times, they just abuse their animals by not providing them with proper nutrition. That's just how it happens, right? Hey, what's up with the vegan anthem? So, salt licks is something that almost every cattle producer puts on pasture. And those salt licks are usually fortified with minerals. So, beef producers with pastured cattle may find it tempting. There's a little loud noise, I hope you can't hear it. To cut back on mineral in hard times, despite good data showing soils are increasingly biologically depleted. Oh, so the people who come in and say, actually, I don't eat conventional beef. I eat grass-fed, grass-finished beef. They also fall under the category of ingesting supplements from synthetic sources. Mineral deficiencies are extremely common on pasture across the US. Yet it's common for your clients to cut back on mineral when times get tough. Further, the plethora of mineral supplements seem to muddy the water for some beef producers. I wonder how. A few months back, the beef vet story, mineral supplement can have a big return on investment, explained diagnostic laboratory data from across the nation showed 60 or more % of cattle may suffer copper deficiencies. Another 10 to 70 can have selenium deficiencies, depleting on depending on location, and problems with vitamin E and A. And zinc can be quite common in drought situations or late in dormant season pastures. So just so that we understand what we're talking about, because people use the sentient animals who are like eating on pasture, because people use those animals to acquire nutrients. They keep telling us that beef is nutrient dense, or even some will make the claim it's the most nutrient dense food in the world, something like that, right? Because that food that they say is very nutrient dense comes from the muscle of the animal. If the animal is deficient, then the meat is also going to be deficient, right? So the reason that people say that the beef is nutrient dense is because we provide nutrients to them, often synthetic nutrients. But let's continue reading. Recently, Britt Hicks, area extension livestock specialist for the Oklahoma Panhandle Research and Extension Center, go to Oklahoma, who cares, noted copper and zinc deficiencies are quite common in his region. So when people say, well, vegans are deficient in zinc, it's worth mentioning that so is the animals from whom people expect to have zinc from, and therefore they're supplemented in their feed, right? So what else does it say? He said among 1,113 forage samples collected over several years in Oklahoma and Texas, only 14.6% provided adequate zinc and 39.4% were adequate in copper. Yet, at times, the issue can appear confusing when looking at research trials. For example, a 2018 trial in Kansas examined providing stocker cattle on grass with salt blocks alone, or salt blocks with ingestible multi-mineral supplements, or salt blocks with a Kansas State University complete mineral. The choice of salt blocks alone versus combination of salt and mineral is common in the Kansas Flint Hills. The researchers found no difference in average daily gain between the three treatments. That's interesting. So they are like putting those resources to the animals. They're giving those resources to the animals, and it makes no difference in the treatment in the end. So what is going on? Are the animals still going to be deficient even if those resources are presented to them? That's interesting. By the way, I'm reading this fully the first time in my entire fucking life. But I'm interested so far. Eat B12, not selves, yeah. Hello, Has, how you doing? So, the likely explanation is the cattle were inadequate supply of the major minerals that affect performance prior to this 90-day trial. Yeah, so they were fine, and then they did like an intervention, so they were still fine, right? Because they were like adequately supplemented. The relation, frankly, it could be that the specific area where they did the research, the soil just still has enough nutrients in it. I just want to make sure I'm like what is it called, charitable to the conversation, right? I don't want to make a claim that there is a counterfactual to it. So the counterfactual would be that those specific cows are found on pastures that are not depleted or something like that. So they had enough minerals and vitamins in their food. And so interventions can't actually show anything. The relationship is little more clear in 2018 Nebraska trial, examining the effects of ingestible trace minerals on artificial insemination success, Jesus Christ. Researchers found cattle with adequate mineral status did not benefit from the injectable minerals administered at blah, blah, blah. While those with adequate mineral levels did benefit from the ingestible minerals by showing an improved conception rate. Fuck, the things that we do to animals, Jesus Christ. The Nebraska trial was a follow-up to previous studies showing mixed results, conception. It's like fucking gibberish generating those researchers in animal studies, aren't they? Fuck. Insemination again. A more recent study showed no difference in reproductive performance. Like, just take the fucking... Oh my God, never mind. I'm not going to tell them what to do. Ultimately, all the data shows the need for adequate mineral supplementation for all cattle all the time, Hicks says. He adds that you should help your producers recognize the role minerals play in good health as well as fertility and growth. So cutting minerals out of a feeding program may reduce cost in the short term, but will reduce return and effectively increase cost, blah, blah, blah. So just to remind you guys, this is about pasture-raised animals. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Hello, Bianca, how you doing? Hello, Chip. And hello, Neil. This is pasture-raised animals. So people who come in and say, actually, when I buy only pasture-raised beef, blah, blah, blah. So, and by that I mean those animals are not supplemented, where it's like a recommendation to give them a supplement. It's not even like, oh, you just do you as a farmer. No, it's recommended to give them supplements. What a waste of resources. Let's read this thing. So this is feed premix market size, share in industry analysis by type, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and antibiotics by livestock, poultry, ruminants, swine, aquatic animals, and others, and regional forecast 2 years 2032. So the global feed premix market size was valued at $8.5 billion in 2018 and is projected to reach 21.92 billion by 2032, exhibiting the whatever that means of 6.99% during the forecast period based on our analysis in the existing report. North America dominated the feed premix market with a market share of 28.35%. Who cares? Moreover, the feed premix is projected to... I don't want to read that. Wait. So, premix feed is mainly composed of 2 or more varieties of nutritional feed additives mixed with a carrier of diluent in a certain proportion, including complex premix, trace mineral premix, and vitamin premix feed. Just sounds like a waste of synthetic minerals and vitamins to me. All natural, right? So like if you look at my multivitamin that I take every day, fuck, I need like a link to it already. Come on, affiliate link. Naturally, if you're listening for some stupid reason, just fucking sponsor me. Holy fuck. About half of those are not even like they're synthetic in a way that they were grown in a lab, but they are based on organic. They're just like derived from organic shit, right? So even if somebody can say, well, those are not synthetic minerals and vitamins that are added, it's just like derived from crops, wheat, whatever, whoever, it's still a waste of resources that we could just give to people directly. That is the point, right? So premix feed is mainly composed of those things. Premix feed consists of vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and antibiotic additives, which bring us shortly to a tangent about antibiotic resistance. Now, in the past years, in the current years, we became a little smarter about it, and certain strains of antibiotics are more likely to be used on animals, and other strains are more likely to be used on human beings. But there's still quite a lot of overlap, and I do have a video on that actually on this channel from like 3 years ago. If I can remember, I'll put it in a card or something like that, if you want to go rewatch it. Just how much antibiotics are added to feed, and how much of it is actually the same type of antibiotic that is used for humans to cure us from shit. So it's just like a waste of resources that can be potentially lethal one day if antibiotic resistance comes to full fruition and we use up all the available antibiotics, and we can't cure that shit anymore, can we? Have you guys been listening to that dude who always talks about B12 not being vegan because it's cyanide and cobalt heavy metals? Yeah, it's a known problem. It's a known problem. I don't know how to address it though, so I just don't. Hello, the blue duck. How are you, dear child who is exploited by the animal industry? You came on a good day. We're not reacting to anything, but we're learning something about the supplementation, the waste of resources via supplementation of feed. So feed premix improves the accuracy of mixing and distribution of these additives throughout the feed to ensure proper homogenization of the feed additives in the final feed. There's one more thing that I wanted to read here. Let me find it. Increased demand for... Let me just move that out of the way, maybe, potentially. Oh, no. I guess not. Increased demand for quality livestock protein products, milk, meat, etc., is pressuring livestock farmers to feed their animals with superior quality feed products to enhance productivity and quality of the output. Consumers across the world are becoming more conscious about the quality of the animal protein products they purchase and consume. Hence, they expect a high level of transparency in the supply chain of livestock products from the point of production to consumption, something we don't have because we don't actually have the numbers on how many minerals and supplements are actually used in animal agriculture. If you look for it online, if you ask AI to give a number, it's going to cope. It's going to say, listen, I just don't have the number because there is zero transparency, because farmers just like don't tell us how many vitamins, supplements, and antibiotics they're giving the animals that they raise. They're just not going to say that shit. And therefore, we just don't have the numbers. I do remember a couple of years ago, one of the vegan orgs, I don't know where they got that number, but they got the number 80% of all world's vitamins and mineral supplements are used to feed livestock. And if that number even remotely correct, it's just a huge waste of resources. But more importantly, it means that everybody's nutrition is based in supplementation in the year of your Lord 2025. So the cope about vegans taking a B12 supplement, a vitamin D supplement, a multivitamin is unjustified. Absolutely unjustified. So, clean labeling and blockchain chain technology are likely to increase transparency of the supply chain to consumers. Hence, it's essential to enhance feed nutrition by adding required amount of vitamins and minerals to achieve a healthy performance of livestock animals. I'll repeat, everybody's nutrition comes from supplements, and it's a waste of resources to continue feeding those supplements to animals and then eat those animals for nutrition when you can just take a supplement directly. And so just to show you this little thing, so this is the global, this is the breakdown of the additives into the feed, right, into the commercial feed. So the largest proportion, over 50%, looks like 55, 57%, is vitamins. Also, very large proportion, looks like about 30%, is maybe 25, is minerals. And then a smaller portion, looks like 20%, is amino acids. And then about 7% looks to me, just like guessing right here, it looks like antibiotics, which are added directly into the feed. Waste of resources, increases the risk of antibiotic resistance, yada, yada, yada. VPM, is it true that antibiotic-free labels, the farmers deny sick animals antibiotics if they get sick? Just sounds like it to me, right? Sounds like it to me. It's either that or those animals just get killed so they don't have to be fed anymore. Yeah. The use of antibiotic as like a medicinal management, right? Like the management of mastitis and other things, right? Those farmers that make the claim that never give those animals antibiotics, they either abuse animals or kill them when they get sick so that they don't waste feed on those animals. Yes, the blue duck, you're welcome to ask a question. You don't have to ask, can I ask a question? Just ask a question. And I'll try to keep with my eye on. I don't answer that question, but thank you for participating. All right. So mineral and amino acid feed premixes formulations also play a vital role in supplying the required nutrition to the livestock animals. Lack of vitamins and minerals in the diet causes health and psychological disorders, and it also leads to decrease in productivity. By that I mean birth rates. Now, as I said, very hard to find anything specific. You don't have to be sorry. It's not something that I disclose online. Very hard to find stuff, as I said, specific, right? Because farmers don't declare and maybe don't have to declare. Well, if they don't declare, they obviously don't have to declare what supplements they use in what capacity in the feed. But we can just say, yes, they absolutely do. That's the only thing that we can say. We can't say who uses it, who doesn't. I would say those who don't use it are animal abusers, even according to the standards of people who don't believe in animal rights, don't think it's wrong to slaughter young, beautiful, sentient animals for unnecessary, obviously resource-wasting foods. So even for those people, if they care about animal welfare in any kind of way, supplementing animals or not supplementing animals is animal abuse, right? Even for those people. So just let's be aware of that. So providing supplements to animals is probably inherent to raising animals for food, right? This technical report discusses 15 vitamins currently allowed for use in organic livestock production for fortification and enrichment. The scope of vitamin compounds presented in this report is reflective of vitamins defined as required nutrients by the National Research Council's nutrient requirement of cattle, sheep, swine, and poultry. So not only is it used, it's also required in this case in the US. If you put the label on your corpse that says organic corpse, so organic beef, organic chicken, they must add supplements to the feed of those animals. Herein, information is provided about the vitamins individually and collectively per the availability of information. Industrial vitamins potentially exist in a variety of biologically active forms. For the purpose of this discussion, the chemical derivative most likely present in vitamin supplements was chosen. Vitamins C and D are well-known examples of vitamins, and the previous technical report evaluated the vitamins D3 and the rodenticide as a rodenticide, Jesus Christ. As such, vitamins C and D3 are discussed as specific examples in a portion of this report. So these are the vitamins that must be added into the feed of organic future corpse. Vitamin A, retinyl acetate. That's a is it the preformed vitamin A? If yes, I wonder how they derive it. Because can there even be a plant-based preformed vitamin A? I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if this is it, frankly. I don't know. Just wondering when's your next stream. I stream every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Wednesday and Fridays relatively early streams, and since you are a child who is exploited on a farm, you're probably going to be working. But Saturdays, every Saturday, except for like once in a while exclusions, I'm here every Saturday this time, so you're welcome to come, dear child. Blue duck. Funny. Vitamin B1, vitamin B2, vitamin B3, vitamin B5, vitamin B6, B7, inositol, I don't even know what that is, vitamin B9, that's folic acid, choline is added. That's why corpse is rich in choline in it, because it's added. Vitamin C, vitamin D, this is cholecalciferol, so that's from, because it doesn't say vegan cholecalciferol, my guess is it's from exploited animals. Vitamin E, so important for, it's basically the vegan vitamin. If you don't add it to corpse, it literally like would exist in only trace amounts, right? So keeps us young, and very important for, it's like very important antioxidant. Vitamin K they add in there as well, and vitamin B12, of course, the panacea of vegan critique. Sorry, let me just mute Discord. I didn't know it was not muted. Okay. So, the National Organic Problem. I don't know if we should continue reading this. Let's see. That's composition of the substance. Let's just like slide through it and see what's interesting. Source origin of the substance. That's what is interesting. Vitamins can be extracted from foods or synthesized by chemical or biofermentation process. Synthetic chemicals. Oh, That's interesting. Regarding the former, certain vitamins can be obtained from natural dietary sources in varying quantities. For example, vitamin C, ascorbic acid, is a major nutritional component in citrus fruit, and vitamin D is a natural constituent nutrient in cold water fish. So they feed fish to livestock in order for livestock to have an adequate vitamin D. Interesting, isn't it? Individual vitamin compounds used in vitamin supplements may be generated chemically using synthetic methods obtained through extraction from biological sources and or produced through biological fermentation processes, which is how we make B12 for us vegans. This is how we make a bunch of, frankly, a bunch of nutrients in my multivitamin is made through fermentation. So that's cool. Regarding the latter category, the patent literature indicates that the last decade has been the development of growing number of methods for the fermentative production of individual vitamin compounds, utilizing genetically modified microorganisms. So waste of resources, right? We could have taken this fantastic technology and created a food for human beings, a plant food that has all the nutrition in it and make it dirt cheap. But instead, we waste all of those resources by feeding them to animals, letting them waste a bunch of those resources on, existing, and then eating those animals ourselves, right? This report provides information on both the current commercial production methods and an analysis of trends in the application of GMMs in the synthesis of individual vitamins. Just feed me GMMs directly, really, truly, please. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I'm gonna put you in timeout, right? Because I don't like just fucking users off, right? But I appreciate you coming by. Just, maybe stick around to listen to how your argumentation against for animal abuse is maybe unwarranted. Properties of the substance. So that's just like, what do they do? That's fine. Specific uses for the substance. Vitamins are included in nutritional supplements, pest control substances, and feedstock chemicals for research and industrial processes. Green chemistry research has exploited the reactivity of these naturally derived compounds. For example, thiamine salts were developed as a catalyst, isn't it? Yeah, of benzoin, blah, 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 effectively replacing toxic cyanide salts. Vitamin D3 is also being developed as an effective rodenticide in gel and pellet baiting. Come on, guys. This section summarizes the available information regarding the fortification of animal feed with vitamin premixed in conventional and organic livestock production, as well as the occurrence of vitamins in dietary supplements for human consumption. Right. Vitamins are commonly supplemented by injection, fortification of grain mixes, or silage-based rations to ensure each animal receives some vitamins each day, and free choice supplementation through free choice mineral supplements, protein licks, blocks, or in salt mineral vitamin mixes, right? So those are the ways that animals are supplemented, through injections, through supplementing feed, and ad libitum placing in form of like mineral salt cubes kind of situation, like what we saw here, right, in this type of situation. Okay. I guess this is interesting, so let's continue reading. One sec. My heater was getting way too hot. Okay. Ruminants such as cattle and sheep typically produce adequate amounts of the water-soluble B vitamin and complex and fat-soluble vitamin K, making supplementation with these vitamins unnecessary. Indeed, vitamin supplementation is generally not as critical as mineral supplementation for ruminants grazing actively growing forages, because minerals are found mostly in plant foods, right? Although bacteria in the rumen of these animals are able to synthesize sufficient quantities of vitamin K and the vitamins, these animals are typically supplemented with external sources of vitamin A, D, and E. Deficiencies in these required nutrients are commonly observed in animals provided diet devoid of leafy roughage and of or vitamin fermentification of the animal feed, right? Young animals or animals under stress with low levels of fermentation in the rumen can be deficient in B vitamins as well. Incorporation of B vitamin supplements may be required in these situations. So not giving supplements to animals is animal abuse. Thank you. I appreciate you. It is a nice hat. I do like it. And it's not random because somebody else already said it. Okay. Vitamin A is the vitamin that is most likely to be deficient in for beef cattle. Funny that! Because people keep telling us that we need to eat meat to have our vitamin A, completely disregarding that if we eat a carrot, 1 carrot a day, we get all the vitamin nutrition, even if we are not very good converters into like beta carotene into active vitamin A. But apparently, those animals are supplemented with the vitamin A as well. Actually, I want to know how they produce vitamin A specifically. Did they say that? Acidic ester of retinol. So I was right. It's actually like possibly a synthetic form of vitamin A, commonly used in vitamin supplements and processed foods. There you go. It's the same shit that I have in this. Probably. Oh, I have beta carotene in here, I think. No, what do I have? Which one? Oh, this is the natural beta carotene, this one, from a bacteria. So it's fermented. That's cool. Okay. What do you mean? Just wondering, do you accept crop farming? What do you mean, do I accept crop farming? I need you to specify a little bit more. What do you mean by that? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the substance has been physically described as a crystalline pale yellow solid and a yellow to yellow-brown viscous oil. The melting point of crystalline retinol acetate is listed as... I don't care about none of that. Let's continue this. Vitamin A is the vitamin that is most likely to be deficient in for beef cattle. The liver can store large amounts of vitamin A, and stores will generally last from 2 to 4 months following extended time periods grazing green forage. Because of these factors, vitamin A deficiency is in much of the United States is most likely to occur during the latter portion of the wintering period, when animals have been fed stored hay for several months, or during an extended period of drought. Vitamin A is more heavily fortified in cattle feed than vitamin D and E, with an application rate of 1,000 to 1,500 international units of vitamin A per pound of feed. Muscular injection of vitamin A more efficiently increases liver stores of the vitamin than feed supplementation. So Another resource indicates that the dietary requirement for vitamin A are this much, doesn't matter, per pound of dry feed for pregnant beef heifers and cows, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. Like the specifics don't matter here. Supplementation with vitamin A can be given either in the diet or by injection. Injections are considered more effective than providing. Okay, now we're repeating ourselves. With the ruminant digestive system, sheep are able to generate many of the required vitamins from the raw minerals consumed in their diet. They efficiently produce all B vitamins, and vitamins A and E are readily generated inside the body from the compounds found in green forage. Vitamin A can be stored in the liver for 2 to 3 months after sheep have consumed green forage over the extended period of time. Accordingly, no supplemental vitamins are needed when ruminants such as sheep and cattle are eating fresh pasture or well-made hay. When sheep are feeding on forage that is old, weathered, mature, or otherwise low in the vitamin A precursor compound, this vitamin should be added to the mineral mixture used to fortify animal feed, a waste of a resource. For example, supplementation is important when feeding sheep and other ruminants fibrous materials that may have inadequate concentration of vitamin A, such as corn silage, corn stalks, blah, blah, blah. In contrast to ruminants, swine and poultry must obtain a greater number of vitamins through the diet. Of all farmed species, poultry, that's chickens, receives the highest proportion of its feed and therefore vitamins from manufactured sources. The production of poultry meat and eggs relies on dietary intake of 13 required vitamins, many of which are supplied through synthetic sources. This is so telling, this is so giving, this is so... somebody come debate me on this, not gonna lie. For swine, the fat-soluble vitamins, as well as specific vitamins that may be deficient in corn and milo-based diets, blah, 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 blah. So this acid, riboflavin, niacin, choline, and vitamin B12 are generally included in vitamin premixes for supplementation of feed sources. Research has also indicated that additions of folic acid and biotin may improve sow and litter performance when added to gestation and lactation diets. The way we exploit the ability to get pregnant of animals, it's just a little bit crazy. In addition to the fat-soluble and water-soluble vitamins, fortification of swine animal feed with choline chloride is recommended to avoid possible choline deficiency in growing, finishing pigs being fattened for slaughter. Human dietary supplements generally contain a combination of essential nutrients, including vitamins. Higher intake of topical application of certain vitamins is particularly important for post-operative patients. That's true. For example, if you ever go through surgery, whichever surgery, frankly, maybe grab a multi for a while, even if you don't generally do it. That's true. Vitamin A is also very important because it's an antioxidant and shit like that. And it just might be that you are not as hungry after the surgery or shit like that, so it's important. For example, recent scientific literature suggests that the intake of 500 milligrams per day of vitamin C to minimize post-operative oxidative stress. Additionally, food products are commonly fortified with vitamins and other essential nutrients to facilitate sufficient public consumption of these compounds. Oh my God, I think that means that people who are on an omnivorous diet get their nutrition from synthetic supplements. Typical examples of food vehicle vitamin combinations include oils in dairy products for vitamin D supplementation, and cereal and grain products for B complex vitamins and other vitamin fortification. All right. Whew. This looks boring. Action of the substance also looks kind of boring. Let's see what else we can do. In organic and conventional livestock production, vitamins are combined in feed rations of grains, beans, oilseeds, and other meals with minerals, amino acids, and vitamins. Therefore, talking about antibiotics here. Interesting. Depending on the raw nutrients available to the animal, individual vitamin or premix of multiple vitamins may be added to feed rations. No, they're not forgoing antibiotics. Just keep reading VPM. They're talking about it. Antibiotics are routinely added to grain feed as a growth stimulant in conventional livestock production. However, this practice is not permitted under the USDA organic regulations. So organic animals better not get fucking sick. Or maybe if they do get sick, they can get antibiotics and still be slaughtered and sold as organic, but not if they have antibiotics added into the feed. Maybe that's what it means. I'm not sure. Human vitamin tablets and supplements usually contain additives that aid in the manufacturing process or alter how the pill is accepted by the body. These additives include fillers that impart proper bulk of the vitamin pill, such as microcrystalline cellulose, lactose, calcium, or maltodextrin. I think mine has maltodextrin in it at the list. Of the ingredients. So hemicellulose, that's the capsule, vegetarian capsule. It's vegan, obviously. And then you have modified tapioca starch and silica. So modified tapioca starch, I think it's so maltodextrin is usually modified starch. So maybe that's what I mean. So my feel has maltodextrin and silica. Lubricants such as magnesium stearate or stearic acid, flow agents such as silicon dioxide, that's silica in my multivitamin, disintegration agents such as cellulose gum or starch, there you go, double feature, cellulose or carnauba wax coatings, so mine is cellulose, and coloring and flavoring agents. I don't think mine has coloring or flavoring agents because it's in a capsule. In addition, multivitamins may contain various herbs and essential minerals. Yeah, mine has a bunch of berries and shit. So organic blueberry, organic spinach. I guess I'm getting some spinach despite hating green stuff. I guess I'm getting it from my fucking multivitamin. Seriously, fucking sponsor me. Jesus Christ. Curry causes cancer? Sure it does. In addition, multivitamins may contain various herbs and essential minerals. I've said that already. It should be emphasized that not all of these additives are allowed in organic handling. I don't know why they're talking about human supplements here. I'm not sure. But I appreciate the knowledge. Really, truly. And a pile of herbs. Yeah. Right. Historic use, who cares? Actually, just because there is a few vegans online that make all kinds of historic claims, let's see. The existence and importance of vitamins, a group of compounds considered essential for life in various natural food products, became understood toward the beginning of the 20th century. Vitamin A was discovered between 1912 and 1914. The first synthesis of vitamin A was developed in 1947. So I guess since B12 was also synthesized at some point in a lab. Maybe vitamin A is also not essential in the vegan, like in the vegan body, right? Since it was synthesized in a lab in 1947. Vitamin B2 was discovered in 1926, while other B vitamins, niacin, folic acid, were discovered in the mid-1930s. In 1747, naval surgeon James Linden observed the importance of a nutrient contained within citrus fruits in preserving scurvy. Vitamin C was rediscovered in 1912 and was the first vitamin to be artificially synthesized in 1935. Maybe, guys, we just don't need vitamin C either, right? We just fucking don't need it. Start eating vitamin C deficient foods, right? The causal relationship between vitamin D deficiency and the incidence of rickets led to the discovery of vitamin D in 1922. Vitamin D definitely isn't found in quantities required in any foods also as well, right? So it's like devoid in nature as well, except for the sun. So if you spend your entire life in an office, maybe you just don't need vitamin D either. In the same year, vitamin E was found as a component nutrient in green leafy vegetables. The addition of nutrients to specific foods can be an effective way of maintaining and improving the quality of the food supply. And a number of food products are fortified with vitamin compounds. As examples, dairy products are often fortified with vitamin D, while breakfast cereals are with the B vitamins. I was hoping that maybe this would be somehow like a historic use. This would tell us something about B12, but it didn't, and it's like a real shame. Organic Food Production Act, I'm not really caring. International, I also don't really care. This is a good report. By the way, if you want it, here it is. If you want to add it into something, I think you can click on that link. Let me just see. Yep, you can click on that link and it's gonna open. Isn't that cool? Fantastic job. All right, so evaluation questions of substances to be used in organic crop or livestock production. I don't know if I'm interested. Frankly, well, let's see. Let's read it for a second. Indicate which category of the substance. Yeah, I don't care about that. Describe the most prevalent processes used to manufacture or formulate the petitioned substance. Further describe. Well, that's just like internal bullshit of some kind. Yeah, this is just like evaluation questions. Well, let's see if we can skip over those, if we can find more interesting information. Evaluation, we're still in evaluation, and I think that's going to be the end of the report. But don't you worry, we still have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Mainly the same shit. So animal byproducts, liver, kidney, heart, muscle, meats, fish, meats, shellfish. That's where you can get it, right? Condensed fish solubles and poultry byproduct meals. Describe all natural, non-synthetic substances. So yeah, that's where they get like the animal sources or the natural sources, non-synthetic sources of B12. They get it from this stuff, right? Let's see if we have the same list from synthetic sources. No evidence of effect that's been observed relating to the consumption of foods or dietary supplements containing B12. No adverse effects. For vitamin upper limit for vitamin B12 was not determined due to lack of data of the adverse effects. So yeah. Let's see if we can find something interesting yet again. Well, no, the rest is stuff. So this is a similar report. I think it's almost the same, but it isolates specifically vitamin B1, C, and E. And so synthetic forms of vitamins B1, C, and E enjoy a variety of uses, ranging from the stimulation of crop growth, right? So this they even add it into the crop production, right? They add synthetic nutrients because the soil is depleted everywhere, right? Into crops. So like grain-fed animals might not need like synthetic supplementation on that end after the harvest because it was already given into the soil while the crops were growing. All right. So we're supplemented very well, guys. All of our food production is supplemented incredibly well, is what I'm trying to say. So please don't be scared of supplements, for the love of actual fucking God. Okay? Okay. Put one in the chat if you took your B12 today, or like a multivitamin that has a B12 in it. Synthetic forms of B1, C, and E enjoy a variety of uses, ranging from the stimulation of crop growth and plant protection to supplementation in livestock feeds and human dietary supplements. Neil, go take your B12. This section summarizes the uses of these specific vitamin compounds with a focus on their application in organic and conventional crop production. So organic doesn't mean that it doesn't have synthetic supplements in them, guys. It just seems to be that even if you eat organic, you get supplementation, synthetic supplementation in there. Okay, I don't know if I'm interested in reading more here. Maybe if you want, let me know if you want to read about the plant protection stuff. Could be interesting. I don't know. Should I stay here? So like root stimulation using vitamin B1. It is interesting. This is about our food. There's B12 in my multivitamin. I do need to take a separate B12 supplement. Yeah. It's a good idea. Like, but at least like if you take a multivitamin every day, you're not gonna fall into like extreme deficiency. But yeah, taking like just like a separate B12 as well is good. Jason, as usual, is not participating in the assignment in the way it was intended. Thank you for your contribution, though. So this is interesting. We might want to read it at some point because, like, plant protection and growth stimulation using vitamins. That's fucking interesting. Holy shit. But let's move on for now. So this is Fefana publication, Vitamins in Animal Nutrition. Okay. Now there is a lot of shit in here. I just want to see synthetic, so that's what I did. I decided to search for the word synthetic. Dates of discovery, education, and structure of the first synthesis. Ooh. Actually, maybe if we found one of the sources of that book. So vitamin B12 first was discovered in 1926 in the liver. Elucidation of the structure happened in 1955, so it wasn't synthesized in the lab. It was elucidated from compounds. They understood what the structure is. And first synthesis is actually in 1972. Pretty sure that's not the claim in the book. Pretty sure that's not the claim in the book. Do you eat plants? Yes. What's the problem, Jedediah? Yes, I eat plants. What do you want to know? Yeah, we eat plants. What's the problem? My niche has B12. It's accidentally organic as well because it was like the cheapest thing I could buy. It was a discount. Anyways, this is not what I'm gonna keep this. This is not what that other person said. Whom to trust? Whom to trust? What's the best form of pill spray? I'm not sure. Here's the thing, when I was taking a dodgy cyanocobalamin, I actually fell short. But since then, I've been taking methylcobalamin in chewables. And my levels are like high to medium. So it's, at some point, it was like when I was taking it every day, it was like above 900 at some point. But now it's like in the mid-range, around 500, something like that. So I think methylcobalamin chewable, I don't know, works with me. I can't give you any more information on that. Yep. I'm trying to see if what are you guys fighting about? I also want to fight with you about that. Seems to think that they can just eat a living plant and assume that plant consents to that. Are you trolling, Jedediah? Pretty sure I went through plant sentience with you already. Or lack of sentience, actually. Are you still... Is that like a resistant belief that you hold, or are you just using it to like argue? Are you being genuine is what I'm asking. Are you being genuine with us? Oh. Plant rights activism, yeah. Insects, I'm not sure. Seem to be sentient. I'm not sure though. It's a question. It's still a question. But yeah, like we try to act as if insects are sentient. Yeah. So what's the problem? You've been philosophically sound as usual. Please provide evidence that it's philosophically sound to make the claim that plants are sentient. Please provide evidence for that claim. Jesus Christ, bro. Jedediah, the last time we spoke, you actually like stopped being an asshole. What's going on now? What's going on? So as a vegan, you destroy insect habitat? Absolutely. Yeah. Just to the lesser degree than animal agriculture. And also animal agriculture is the one that you never was an asshole? Yeah, you sure the fuck were. You came in, I remember you did that. You came into my chat making the claim that I look sickly or something like that. That I look malnourished or something like that, right? So animal agriculture is the thing that's preventing us from not destroying insect habitats because they actually encourage monocropping, right? So if animal agriculture didn't exist, monocropping could be reduced and veganic farming could happen on much less land than we deploy today, 75% less, in fact. So 75% of agriculture land could be given back to insects if people went vegan. So it's animal agriculture that is actually making me complicit in the destruction of insect habitats. You understand what I'm saying? Right? I hope it's clear. I don't know. All right. What else should we look for? Let's see if we can find something interesting here. This thing I definitely didn't read. In most cases, animal organism itself is not able to synthesize vitamins. A deficiency or complete lack of one or more vitamins may lead to multiple metabolic malfunctions, possibly resulting in depressed performance, growth rewardation, fertility problems, and diseases as possibly death, right? So it is animal abuse to not give animals synthetic supplements. It just proves me right in it. Perhaps the insects will have their vengeance upon you. So sweet of you that you want to blame me for something that you do, right? So because you support animal agriculture consistently, especially in my chat, and with your actual fucking dollar, right? As I explained to you, it is on animal agriculture, the fact that I am in any way becoming complicit in insect habitat. So it's definitely not my fault. And yet you say, may the insects have their vengeance on you. But also, I'm not giving them the chance because my entire house is netted. Go, you cope. You cope, my friend. Jedediah, listen, here's the thing, right? I haven't seen you providing evidence that plants are sentient, the philosophically sound evidence that plants are sentient. So please provide evidence or I'm going to time you out for today. And hopefully next time you come back to my chat, you're not as cranky as you are today. How about that? Right? So provide evidence, you're not even getting 3 strikes, Stone. So 1 strike. The next thing that you are writing is better be the name of the scientific paper that will provide evidence for plant sentience. And if it's not that, then Tone is gonna time you out for the day. And hopefully next time you are not as cranky. Hopefully next time you are genuine with your arguments that you come into my chat, right? When you come into my chat and you are genuine with your arguments, we can have a conversation. But right now you seem to be cranky. I guess you woke up vitamin B12 deficient or something like that. But yeah, so bye-bye. So no, the thing didn't happen. You just made a claim and now you escaped it by asking me to time you out. This is your fault, Jedediah, actually. No gentle parenting for Jedediah. So the blue duck gets, because they're so nice, right? They get a gentle parenting, maybe. But also, I'm not a parent and I'm not gentle. So it's just like one of those things that I'm not capable of doing, right? Being gentle and being a parent. I'm just not going to do that. Yeah, rip Jedediah for now, right? It's only 24 hours. I hope the next time they come back, they're not as cranky, is all I'm trying to say. Possibly resulting in depressed performance, blah, 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 we read that. Furthermore, an increased supply of certain vitamins can have positive effects on health. That's true. If you take like some of the vitamin C, vitamin E kind of situation in like higher doses, it could have beneficial effects. I don't know though, like don't listen to me about that stuff, but you know, something worth looking into. Medical doctors, veterinarians, and biologists attempted to discover in animal experiments as many of these vitamins as possible, while chemists worked on resolving their structure, the first step toward chemical synthesis, right? So this is like, this is again, historical conversation, right? We're talking about what happened historically. Classification of vitamins. I don't know if I need to read none of that stuff. Unless we want to find B12, water-soluble vitamins, B12 is right there. I want to see vitamins, their classification and main functions currently used in animal nutrition. So that's interesting actually, right? What are we giving them for? Right, so vitamin A is given for proliferation of new tissues. Vitamin D is given for the regulation of the calcium and phosphorus metabolism. This, of course, applies to us as well. We're also animals. Vitamin E is antioxidant and immune system modulation. Vitamin K is blood coagulation, so that's important. Biotin is fatty acid metabolism. Biotin, which one is it? B5? I think folic acid is B9. amino acid and nucleic acid metabolism, niacin, energy metabolism, pantothenic acid, fat metabolism and energy conversion, B1, carbohydrate metabolism, that's cool, B2, energy metabolism, B2 is niacin in it. Oh, niacin is B3. No, it's methionine or methionine in it. I don't remember all of those guys. B6 is amino acid metabolism. That's cool. Vitamin B12 is... It's actually... So if you're building muscle, taking maybe potentially could be... This is not an advice, so fuck off with that shit. Taking a B6 supplement with like a little bit extra of it could be beneficial to amino acid metabolism, perhaps. Something to look into, guys, if you want to be swole as vegans. Not that you already aren't. You already are very swole. I know each and every one of you are swole as fuck. But B12 is protein turnover and blood synthesis. Vitamin C is antioxidant and immune system modulation. Betaine protects against cellular osmosis stress. L-carnitine, fat and energy metabolism. Interesting. Choline chloride, fat metabolism, transmission of neural impulses. By the way, I think choline, our liver produces like a ton of it. So I don't know if we should be worried about it. The dietetic associations and whatnot aren't. Inositol synthesis of phospholipids, taurine, osmoregulation and membrane stability. Beta carotene is a precursor of vitamin A. And what else do we have interesting here? I don't know. This is a pretty huge report. If this is something that you guys want to read, but I think I'm done because the rest of it I think is just like a bunch of those. Maybe again, just because we're like obsessed vegans, maybe I'll find the B12 one and we can read that. B12 is going to be in the end somewhere in it. Let's see where it is on the list. So B12 is before vitamin C and after vitamin 6, B6. Bro, this is so hard to fucking realize what the fuck is going on. This is B9. B9 is folic acid. Let's just go like that. This is enough. B3. We're coming closer. B5. This is taurine, so we overshot, I think. Unless it's not in the same order, and then I'm gonna fucking... I'll get upset. What is this? It's very weird the way this is organized. Come on. Can we just like look for it maybe? We are at page 15, so sorry guys, we're just gonna keep it around until we get to the right place. What is this? That's 37 already, Jesus. This is B12. We got there, guys. Vitamin B12 is the less abundant vitamin of all of the vitamins found in nature. The less abundant doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Again, I'm just reacting to the book. I hope none of you have read that bullshit, but you know. Is genetic term for a specific group of cobalt-containing carotenoids with a biological activity for animals and human. This group, the distinction there is funny. This group of carotenoids is also known as cobalamins. The main form of vitamin B12, sorry, I'm malfunctioning at this point. The main forms of vitamin B12 are hydroxycobalamin, adenosylcobalamin, and methylcobalamin, the last two being the active coenzyme forms. Cyanocobalamin is a form of vitamin B12 that is widely used in the industry due to its availability and sustainability and stability. Sorry. Vitamin B12 is absorbed by an active mechanism. Most of the vitamin is stored in the liver. That's why people who lately have stopped taking B12 can live like this for a couple of years and make the claim that we don't need B12. That's the chemical formulation of it. That's the molecular weight, cyanocobalamin. That's a whatever. Animal products via microbial synthesis. Plant products are practically devoid of vitamin B12. True. Production of blood cells and growth. This is the stuff that it needs. That it does, right? Production of blood cells and growth, production. So if you don't give it to children, you are fucking them up for life. Production of the coenzyme 5, desoxyadenylcobalamin. If you can't pronounce it, it must be not healthy for you. Joke, joke, joke. Which is necessary for the utilization of propionic acid and thus for the production of glucose and lactose in ruminants. Production of the coenzyme methylcobalamin, which is necessary for methylation reactions for the metabolism of methionine, coenzymes in the metabolism of nucleic acid and proteins, and also in the metabolism of fats and carbohydrates. Frankly, I don't know what I just read, but neither does the author of the book. So improved growth, that's the benefits to the animals. We are also animals, just to remind you guys. Improved reproduction performance, unless you want to sterilize vegans. Vegans should probably take B12, at least those that want kids. Common reduces signs of deficiency. Common reduced synthesis of DNA and protein. Growth disorders. Lower feed conversion of food. Anemia. Rough coat and inflammation of the skin. Okay, so some of those things are not going to apply on human beings, but that's fine. So that's, I'm guessing, in animals who have coats. In poultry, poor plumage, reduced hatchability, and increased embryo mortality. Jesus Christ. And in ruminants, weight loss and reduced milk yields in regions with a low cobalt content in plants. Tolerance to high intake. No evidence of adverse effects on animals caused by high levels of oral intake. There you go. That was, I think it would continue right there, wouldn't it? That's analytical methods. I don't know what that's, none of that. Yeah. I know what chromatography is, kind of, but that's about it. For commercial products, market standard is concentrate 1%, but 0.1% preparations also available. That's the color of it, and that's stability of manufacturers up to 2 years. That's all we can derive from this, I think, because the rest of it is similar to this, talking about each thing. This is another prediction of mineral premixes, and I kind of it's this kind of the same thing. Consumers are seeking products that support immunity, energy, and overall wellness, and so blah, blah, blah. So animal feed industries are further boosting demand of customized premix solutions worldwide. So lots of supplements are being added to feed. And holy shit, is it a waste of fucking resources? Incremental opportunity? What does this mean? Wait. Are we getting something interesting? Hold on. Can we close this? Collapse. Hold on. Wait. Is this something interesting? Is this going to tell us how many of, let me just move that like that. How many of the supplements are in animal? Is this going to tell me? Vitamins and mineral premixes market share by application. So this is animal feed. This is food and beverage. So it's actually giving us what we want. It's giving us a number. So this is, am I understanding this correctly? This is vitamins and minerals premixes market share by application. So this is telling us how much of each, how much is spent on each industry in it. Fuck. So 41% is spent on animal feed, according to this report. And then, I don't know what is 42.8%. Maybe that's the increase. I'm not sure. And then this looks like a much smaller share is food and beverage. So I'm guessing it's like the energy drinks that I keep being addicted to. Get addicted and then I don't do it again and then I get addicted again. And this is pharmaceutical. That's food and beverage. This is personal care and cosmetics. So in cosmetics, they also put supplements, right? And then this is other shit. So it's not like it's a huge amount, but it's not like 80% the way we were, that report said or whatever, right? Maybe that report is just like outdated or something like that. I'm not saying anybody's lying, right? But this is actually fucking fantastic. So all of this, the 41% is a waste. And you could translate it into like 10% use for whatever, like pharmaceutical use or food and beverage kind of situation. Very useful graph, Rocco. I'm definitely clipping that to my site. Very interesting. So definitely grab this one, guys, if you want to do activism with it. It's fucking interesting. And I'm gonna, speaking of my site, so this is what I have on my site, and I'm definitely gonna be adding some of the stuff from today's stream to it. It's just like the ingredients of broiler chicks feed, whatever. So plant protein products, grain products, processed grain byproducts, calcium carbonate. Here start the vitamins and minerals. Calcium carbonate, lignin sulfonate. I don't know what it has. Decalcium phosphate, monocalcium phosphate, salt, pyridoxine, blah blah blah. Manganese oxide, choline chloride, thiamine mononitrate, zinc oxide, yeast extract. Well, that's natural, but the rest of that shit, it's probably fucking synthetic, innit? Vitamin E supplement, methionine sodium bisulfite complex, sources of vitamin K, sodium pentothenate, niacin supplement. So I guess they're saying every time they say supplement is probably synthetic. Maybe, I'm guessing, right? Because they're not disclosing, they're not even giving us the back of this package for this thing. So niacin supplement, vitamin D3 supplement, biotin, riboflavin supplement, copper sulfate, folic acid, B12 supplement, natural flavor, vitamin A supplement, dried chicory root, blah, 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 organic soybean oil, dried bacillus subtilis fermentation product, another dried fermentation product, another calcium source, and sodium selenite. And then there is the kid milk. Kid meaning goat, I think. Your kid goats are full of energy. So here's what in the feed. Crude protein, lysine, calcium, again calcium, phosphorus, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and sodium, which I wouldn't consider like a straight up supplement because, I don't know, It's also a waste of a resource, obviously, because the entire animal agriculture is just like a huge black hole of resources. It's just like a huge fucking waste of resources. Okay, this is, I already cropped from one of them, reports by the, who are they? What are they? These guys. What is this? This is like, I think this is USDA or something like that. I don't remember, but I already cropped it in here. Put it right there, right? And I'm definitely adding this graph in there once I finish this stream. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Well, what are you saying? What do you think? Do vegans are vegans the sole people who require supplementation in their food, or have I convinced you that non-vegans require supplementation as well? They're just like less aware of it, I guess, because it's so escapey to from the public eye if you don't go looking for it. Remember that toothpaste that would advertise having artistic lichen in it? No, I don't remember that. How can I, speaking of, give me a second, guys, comment. Let me refresh that shit because, there you go. Oh, it's tiny all the way there. Give me a second. This is annoying. I want this to be bigger, please. So comment popper. Let's make it bigger. And let's add it right there. Chip is so good to me. He gave me this plugin. It's really cool. So yeah. Okay. So that really stuck in my head for some reason. Arctic lichen. Lichen is the mushroom in it. Most supplements in the shops aren't even vegan. That's true. I was looking, I had to buy a probiotic. A doctor told me to buy one. So I was standing in the shop for like an hour trying to figure out which probiotics are vegan, which are not. If it's not marked as vegan, I couldn't be sure, right? But it was actually like half the cost, by the way. The probiotics that were not vegan were like half the cost. So that's why I was like, what the fuck is not probiotic? I even tried to call the company, but it was like a little late. So they weren't available. To ask them what the fuck is not vegan in their probiotic thingy. Because the capsule was methyl cellulose. And all the things are bacteria, basically. So I wasn't understanding about that. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. It's like you have to, if you go into like a local pharmacy or something like that, or local shop, wherever you get your supplements, and you're looking for a vegan supplement, you're going to be there for a while sifting through all the non-vegan supplements, which non-vegans take. So otherwise they wouldn't fucking exist, would they? Supply and demand in it. So yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. What else do we have? Oh, you gotta go. Right. Most don't know animal ag needs to supplement. Well, now they will. Now I'm gonna, now everybody here is gonna use this information. And everybody on the replay, by the way, as well, is going to use that information to educate the carnists, right? Probably a good idea if I put all of these things in the description of this video, which I haven't yet, but I will. So everybody, if you looking for those things on the replay, I am going to put them in the description of this video when I'm done. Oh my fucking god. You don't have to take me seriously, that's fine. You don't have to take any of us seriously, that's totally fucking fine. but you should make an argument for it. How about that, Gaba? Make an argument for why those two supposedly, according to you, contradicting realities or contradicting stances, right? That's the only reason I would think you wouldn't take us seriously for holding the vegan view and the anti-abortion view. Oh, it's anti-abortion. Sorry, pro-abortion, right? So unless you make the argument, sorry, I'm already tired. Unless you make the argument. You're saying humans are animals, so abortion is killing animals. So are you vegan, Gaba? Just before we move on, and then I can explain why you are demented. Are you vegan, Gaba? Are you vegan? You are not vegan. So even according to your stance is as hypocritical as mine, right? Because according to you, humans are animals and you kill animals, correct? You are anti-abortion, but you kill animals, right? Let's move on from that. Oh, you see animals on a different paradigm as humans, but humans are animals. So you are making a category error there. I don't know. You said humans are animals, but yet you hold humans on a different paradigm. So you are inconsistent according to your argument, right? No, we do not see humans the same as animals. All we are saying that we shouldn't kill either for unnecessary stuff. That's the claim vegans make. Or we shouldn't exploit and slaughter, right? It could be that like there is a criterion or like context where it's totally okay and even extra moral to kill a sentient being. All we're saying that we shouldn't kill neither humans nor animals for unnecessary stuff. Poo poo pee pee. Okay, well. Well, you just showed it to your clown then. So, like, your argument for hypocrisy not only is fallacious by the fact that you are making it, not only is it weird by your own argumentation that you are not vegan, but you also, like, right now just, like, gave up. You're just like, I give up. Well, thank you. I appreciate your admission that you are the one who shouldn't be taken seriously. All right. I guess, guys, we are here to move on, unless you want to stay and argue with Gaba Guba. But they're bored. So maybe we should move on. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and I'll see you next time.